Hello and welcome back to First Pitch. I'm your host, Ty Comer, along with Coach Ryan Brittle. We just got our first few games under our belt, Coach. We started last Tuesday at Washington and Lee, followed with a weekend series at CNU. Not the best weeks for us, we'll say. So let's start. We'll talk about Tuesday at Washington and Lee. We lost 3-1. Only had 2 hits as a team. I thought Hunter Peck pitched pretty well. Other than that, talk about that game a little bit.
So, yeah, our pitching staff did a really good job. Hunter pitched 5 1/3, I think. Gave up a couple runs, but both were unearned. And then Corey Peel came in and pitched a couple batters. Ended up getting a ground ball, but we couldn't get an out on. And Turner came in, actually shut the door. He did a great job in relief, and so our pitching staff pitched well enough to win the ball game. And we actually, even though we made some errors, we actually played enough defense to win the ball game. We just didn't hit, and it seems to be a theme over the last couple years that we haven't hit early on. And so I guess that's a coaching adjustment we're going to have to make to do things differently next year. But our team's going to be fine. We're going to hit. We're going to hit enough to win. Our pitching staff's going to be really good, and our defense, I don't think we've had a better defense since I've been here. So we're going to be fine. We just came out on the short end of the stick on Tuesday. And then the weekend series against Christopher Newport, I thought we pitched it pretty good the first 2 games. And then the third game we ran into some the first 4 guys we threw on Sunday were that was their first college innings they'd ever thrown, and maybe some nervousness and whatnot, but got down early and couldn't ever recover, and our offense just kind of sputtered along on Sunday. But I thought we got going a little bit on Saturday. We won Saturday's game 8-5. We lost 6-1 in Sunday's game and Friday's game and didn't hit very much then. But I thought our offense was starting to get going a little bit, and I think if we'd have been in the game early on Sunday, I think our offense would have been a little bit different, but didn't happen. So
right, as you said, pitching staff looked pretty good this weekend. Other than obviously on Sunday, Dylan Weaver threw the ball very well. I thought had a little bit of struggle in the first 2 innings maybe, but then settled in as Weaver always does. Joey Pride got I believe that's his first collegiate win, correct?
Correct.
Joey did a really good job for us. Actually, his box score is a little bit misleading. We had a play in the outfield where it was 2 outs, runner on first and third or something like that, and a fly ball was hit. Ball got right into the sun and messed with the left fielder a little bit, so they ended up scoring there. But Joey, I thought, pitched really well. And then Sunday, like you said, we had some guys, first college experience, but we got it out of the way. And I'm really looking forward to those guys now getting those first game jitters out of the way, just like all the rest of the hitters that we've had get the first game jitters out of the way as well. So now this week we will head to Guilford. That'll be tomorrow. That's Wednesday, and we'll start at 3 p.m. What do you know about Guilford, Coach?
Well, I know they've got a bunch of guys returning. They're 6-2 right now, so they're hot. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they'll be ready for us. We got them once last year here at home, and they'll be ready. They'll be ready to play. We'll have plenty of pitching on the mound. I think it'll be a good game, and I'm excited to get back out there and get this bad taste out of my mouth. I feel like over the past 2 days, maybe had really bad taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. So I'm ready to get back on the field and get going again and get this thing going.
As is the entire team, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
If they're not ready to get going, then we got issues, which I don't think we have.
Yeah, that's right. And then after that, we will have a weekend in Methodist or in Fayetteville. So Methodist is hosting the tournament.
Methodist is not actually. Frostburg State is hosting the tournament
at Methodist. Field.
So we're playing at I think it's J.P. Riddle Park, which is the Swamp Dogs Stadium.
Okay.
In Fayetteville. We'll be playing Montclair State, single game on Friday at 4 o'clock. We'll play them again on Saturday at noon, and then we'll play Frostburg State at noon. So it's us, Montclair State, and Frostburg State in the tournament. It's not really even a tournament. We just a little round robin, so everybody gets to play everybody. But so we play at 4 p.m. on Friday, noon on Saturday, noon on Sunday, and two quality teams. Montclair over 20 wins last year, and Frostburg's receiving votes. So there's no rest for the weary, and nobody's gonna feel sorry for us.
Right.
And so we got to pick ourselves up off the mat, get up, start fighting, and win a few ball games and prove to ourselves that we can do it. And once we do that, sky's the limit for us, I think. Get a little confidence under our belt, get some guys their first hits of the year, and get our offense going, and the pitching's going to be fine.
Right.
So we're ready to go.
Yeah, I think once the middle of the lineup gets going, and I don't have a single problem singling myself out, or my roommate Lane Deaver, Joe Stigney, if we can get ourselves going, I think that will go a long way into maybe giving some confidence to some other guys as well. You know, I think they like to feed off of us, the 3-4 or 2-3-4, or as Saturday's game was, it was the 1-2-3. But yeah, as soon as we get going, I think the entire team will go with us, and I keep thinking about how. You know, you said you were going to mention it, but Dad sending me a text at the halftime of his game, so I appreciate that, Dad. Dad had the Pittsburgh, Florida State game, and I had a text from halftime telling me to get the jitters out. So
it's funny. It's great having alumni around. We we have Drew Callahan, whose dad played here, and you and Deaver, and Michael Mayhew's uncle played here, and Corey Peel's dad played here. But we also have alumni that showed up at the game. Chuck Jarrett was there at the game. He actually went to dinner with us on Friday night. Was fantastic seeing him there all weekend, and lots of Ferrum Panther family was out there. Parents were out there. Friends were out there, and it was good to see those folks. And we had a wonderful weekend as far as weather goes. And we played okay for 2 games, but it's always good to see Ferrum Panthers. Your dad's a college referee, so he was refereeing that Florida State basketball game, and pretty funny that he checked out your swings during halftime of that game and sent you a text message, so that was pretty good. And Andy Callahan also, at the games this weekend said, "Hey, man, you got more than 3 viewers because I watched this thing too." So I know there's a bunch more out there, and we're thankful for all the viewers and all the alumni that and friends that we have of the program. It's always great to see them at baseball games. And I promise you this is not indicative of how our season's going to end. I know that. The first 4 games aren't indicative of the wins and losses that we'll have at the end. So.
Right, and we talked about that a little bit earlier. You know, we started 2-5 last year, and then at some point I think we were 27-10, so we had gone 25-5 over that stretch. It's something about those first few games that the offense kind of is a little bit slow. We can still win a few ball games when the offense is slow, which is a testament to our pitching staff and our defense as well. But I'm really excited to get that stretch over with. Hopefully it's just a 4-game stretch this year instead of a 7. So, like I said, we'll play Frostburg State. You said Sunday, correct?
Correct.
We beat them 17-7 last year, so without a doubt they'll be coming for us.
They'll be ready for us.
They'll be ready.
We'll be ready for them too.
That's right. Did not get any questions this week, however, for the newly inserted question and answer. So I guess that'll do it here for First Pitch with Coach Ryan Brittle. We'll see you next week. That'll be Tuesday, and we will have a game against Roanoke that day, so we'll be getting ready to get on the bus that day as well. So thanks for joining us here today with First Pitch. I'm Ty Comer. Thank you.